What's good, guys? We're back at it again with another video. As you see from the title, today we actually have a Mikey versus Rob breakdown today. If you don't know, Mikey plays for Vertical Academy. Rob plays for Donda Academy, the Kanye West prep. And for both of these players, if you're new to the channel, you probably don't know this, but I've already done breakdowns on both of them. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. So I'm already familiar with both of these dudes' game. Not to mention, these two are probably some of the more popular high school basketball players that there are right now. You know, Rob, like I said, he left regular high school, went to go play for Kanye West prep. And this dude seems to go viral every couple of weeks doing something crazy with his handle or some crazy finish, things like that. If you go back and look at that old breakdown, I was saying, like, not saying he's as good as Kai or anything like that, but I was just saying with his creativity, with his handle and, his creativity with his finishes, acrobatics, things like that. I'm like, okay, he kind of reminds me of Kai a little bit. And then you got Mikey. Everyone knows Mikey. Like, this kid is probably in the last couple of years, other than Z, probably the most popular, high school basketball player there's been, like, in the past couple of years. Like, this dude just signed a shoe deal with Puma while in high school. You know what I'm saying? This dude was in 2K ads. I'm pretty sure he's in 2K too. Like, this dude's face is everywhere. And with all that off the court attention, you know that on the court, he's going to get extra attention in terms of people coming to the game just to talk at him and tell him he's overrated, things like that. I see some type of Mikey Williams hate on the internet. It seems like on almost every app somewhere, like someone's hating on him, saying he's this, he's that. But this dude, if you guys actually go watch him play, we know, like, he can actually hoop, like, he can actually go. So for both of these players, Rob is currently committed to NC State, ranked number 8 in the class of 2023, according to ESPN. Mikey's number 11. And if you guys didn't know this, in like 2023 ESPN, they haven't even come out with their 100 yet, their top 100 players. So I told you guys this before with ESPN rankings, they like to do it more in terms of potential. Of course they do, factor in production, but it is a lot of potential too. So that's why you'll see a lot of 6'6" and up. You'll see, of course, there's usually a footer or two at the top, a 6'10" player that can put it down, can knock down an open three, things like that. So for guards to be this high, that tells you a lot about how good they actually are. We've already gotten through a couple of these 2023 guards. DJ, obviously, Rob, Mikey. We just did Simeon. When he played DJ, just saw Caleb Foster for the first time in the Oak Hill breakdown. We've done Kylan Boswell, Jared McCain. Like, all these dudes can go. So I'm really excited to, at some point, come with the 2023 top 10. I've seen a couple of you guys commenting some players that I need to get to. Marv Allen, recently I saw that comment. We are looking, waiting for some Isaiah Collier film. But some of the other players we are going to get to. Obviously, with this game, pretty sure it was packed out. Pretty sure the intensity in there was crazy. So I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Rob versus Mikey. Rob is a technician with the ball in his hands, being able to get to wherever he wants on the court with his handle. And as you can see here, he has an array of finishes to get it around defenders. Not many people can stay in front of him. And once he gets downhill, he can finish with right hand, left hand, lays, or floaters. Mikey's also deadly going downhill, but it's through more physicality and explosiveness, being able to absorb contact and still finish. If you give Mikey a lane, his first step is quick enough to get by you and convert the lay. If you do cut off Mikey's drives, he has no problem bringing the ball back out, hitting you with an array of moves to create space for his jumper, raising up and knocking it down. Once he has the hot hand, he's coming right back at you, again making a great move to create space for the J, bucket. Rob has little wasted movement, and once he decides he can beat you off the dribble, he's gone. And like I said, he has every finish in the book. He also does a great job in transition, understanding how to use his body to shield the ball from the defender here, getting the and one. Great footwork here off the pin down. Rob can knock down threes in a number of ways, not only in the half court off the catch, but also in situations in which there are late clock and it's a loose ball. You can always give the ball to Rob and tell him, go make a play easily here, pull up, knock down. Everyone understands Mikey's calling card, which are dunks like these, but he also shows great vision out of the point guard spot. Here he is throwing a great pick and roll pass to his teammate for the easy finish, but he can also pass in advantage situations, as you can see here, throwing the great drop off to the big for the dunk. If you switch a big on a Rob, one of two things are going to happen. He's either going to blow by or pull up, knock down. Okay, so Mikey versus Rob, vertical versus Donda, right? Before we really start talking about, okay, these two, I do have to say this first. I'm starting to notice with these top matchups, with these marquee games, against the big name players, setting them up against each other, I'm starting to see in terms of defense, I can honestly say that there isn't, like, I'm not saying there's no defense at all. Yeah, people are still trying, they're competing, but you can tell that defense isn't as serious. It's a lot of playing to get highlights. Like, you'll see dudes, they might try and go by somebody, and then the person will just let them go, and they just on the rim, and everybody flexing and everybody doing all of that. I can see that, and it is a difference because back when I was in middle school or my freshman sophomore year, we had back when City of Palms was back at the old high school gym. It was Jaylen Brown versus Ben Simmons, and these dudes were going at each other, chirping. Go searching on YouTube. Like, this was crazy. The atmosphere was crazy. Everybody's competing. They trying to lock each other down. It's not as much of that anymore. Not to take anything away from these dudes' game because they can both hoop. But I just had to say that first. But let's jump right into it. Rob, Rob, if you go back and watch those other breakdowns, like I said in the intro, like, this dude is a player who, when I first watched him, I'm like, okay, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Kyrie, the way he's moving, his creativity, the way he can use his body to get around defenders and finish and things like that, right? But one thing that I really like about this game, in comparison to the past ones that I've watched of him, is Rob is showing that he can score in other ways than just ISOs and going to get it himself, right? Because like I said, he's committed to NC State, and the way he played in this game is going to translate directly into college, and then eventually if he does end up in that 3-letter league, right? So while he was playing, like, this dude, like I was saying, like in the past games, he's ISOing. He knows he can get to wherever he wants on the court. He knows he can get to his pull-up. He knows he can, hit you with 100 different moves and get to the rim. But I'm seeing here, he's not wasting any movement. He gets the catch. He realizes he's faster than you. He's quicker than you. He rips, takes one dribble, floater, or it's a layup. It's simple. He gets a pin down. He's coming off left, right, knockdown. Somebody passes him. His feet are set. Hands are ready. Straight up. Knockdown jumper, or he gets to switch onto a big, and as a big, you realize, okay, this is Rob Dillingham. He can for sure get by me, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to play back a little bit. So what Rob does when he gets that switch and he sees the big on his heels because he know he can blow by, I'm a hezzy, pull up, bucket. And it was just extremely simple for him this game. He's making passes, and all of that ended up getting his team the win. It was just great to see him play within a system and not really, do anything too flashy. He's just playing his game. He's playing his game, which eventually got him the win. And like I was saying, it's going to translate into college, especially because in college, I said this before in some of my talking videos, giving you guys advice about the transition. Rarely do you see dudes in college really be able to take 5-6 dribbles to get to a jump shot. College, they're not going for that. Your coach isn't going for that, because you have other players on your team that can play as well. It's really all about ball movement, and not to mention, especially in college, they will pack the paint. So they're not going to let you just do da-da-da-da-da and then just drive. No, defense is going to help over. They're going to pack the paint, which is why some players struggle in college, but they flourish in the NBA. But let's get to Mikey. Mikey, like I've said before, this is a player that he's been getting hate ever since he popped on the radar with Strive for Greatness. This was a dude that I see all the time. Oh yeah, he's overrated. All he is he's a dunker on some 7 Woods type things. Or, he's all for Instagram. He only wants the followers. Or I see this one all the time. He tries to act like he's from the slums, like he's not hard. That dude is from the suburbs. I'll tell you guys this. So I played against a lot of different players, played with a lot of different players, played at different schools and different environments, right? I've seen dudes who, who came from the slums, trenches, from the hood, wherever you want to say it, right? But they aren't dogs at all. They don't got heart. I've seen that. And then I've seen dudes from the suburbs who rip your heart out and are really like that and are real competitors. So you can't just say that, for an environment. Dudes will come from the suburbs and will come and drop 40 on you and talk in your face the entire time. I've seen it happen. You can't just say, oh yeah, he's just trying to know. Some dudes are really, they just like that. Some dudes are just like that. But with Mikey, his game, he's always been the player who, I will say, kind of like how Rob was a while ago, it is some flash to it, but as you can see here, he was also, I won't say he wasn't going ISO, because as you saw, he was, but that's because he recognized that, okay, this dude in front of me can't guard me. And easily, he's getting to the rim. Like I said, it's he did have some simple plays like Rob. He just rips you because he is kind of quick and he's athletic. He gets to the rim and he's powerful. You guys know his build. You know he's explosive. He can take contact and finish things like that. And these jumpers always he can always make shots. He's a shot maker. I wouldn't say he's a shooter. He's a tough shot maker. You saw he makes his step backs. He does da-da-da-da-da. Easy cross into a pull-up. He's knocking that down. But his passing is something that, is really starting to get developed. Like, I've seen the vision before, but just to see now, he's making reads and pick and rolls in advantage situations. He's drawing the big up, dropping it off to his big for the dunk, things like that. That isn't really talked about as much, especially for him. I know people like to put him at the shooting guard instead of a point guard, but at his size, he probably will have to play more of the point. So I can see him starting to add and make sure he's showing his vision, things like that. So coaches and everyone knows, like, okay, I can score. I do like to ISO, step backs, do all that. I am a shot maker, but I can play the point guard position because I am 6'2" right now. I might not grow anymore. So I am probably, if I want to get to that 3-letter league, I'm going to have to show I can make reads and pass the ball. So it's big time that he's starting to show that, add that into his game. But for both of these players, like I've said, in the 2023 class, these guards in there can go. We already talked about DJ. Y'all see what he's been doing. Go search him on YouTube. Like, this dude has been, these past couple games, I don't want to, his team's on like a crazy win streak right now. I think he just had like 43. Like, this dude's been going crazy. I already know about Simeon. We just did his breakdown against DJ. Caleb Foster, saw him. Obviously, Colin Boswell, Jerry McCain. And we are going to get to some of these other players in the class so I can eventually come with that top 10. Appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Remember, if you want the one-on-one evaluation, the subscriber breakdown that gets posted on the channel, hit me on the website. Like I just said, appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time with the next video.